Hey guys, today in Tween Tasters we're going to make Brookies, brownie cookie layer bars. So we're going to preheat the oven to 350 degrees. First we're going to start with our cookie layer. And so we're going to add our 1 cup of flour, plus a 1/4 cup of flour. And in the bowl coming up, we have a 1/2 teaspoon of salt and a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. And we're going to use a whisk and whisk those together real nice. Next, we're going to do a 1/2 cup of butter, which is 1 stick, plus a 1/2 cup of light brown sugar, and a 1/4 cup of white sugar, with 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Now the butter should be softened, so you can either leave it out for a little bit ahead of time before you're baking, or I put mine in the microwave for about 20 seconds. We're going to use a hand blender to blend these all together. Now we're going to add in our 1 egg to the mixture. And then we're going to blend together for about 2 minutes until it's super creamy. Once our mixture is light and creamy, we're going to add in our flour mixture. Start with a little bit at a time and mix together. Once you've gotten that all mixed in, then you can add the rest of the flour mixture. Once the flour mixture is totally mixed with the egg and butter mixture, we're going to add the best part of chocolate chip cookies, the chocolate chips. And then we're going to mix it together. Once the chocolate chips are mixed in, we're going to put our first layer, the chocolate chip cookie layer, into our greased baking pan. I used the spatula to flatten it out against the bottom, and then I used my hands to make sure that it was even across the entire bottom of the baking dish. And this is what it's gonna look like when it's all finished. Now that that's done, it's time to work on the brownie layer. So we've got a half a cup of melted butter, which is 1 stick. And we're going to add in 1 cup of sugar. With 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And for this portion, we can just use a fork to mix everything together. Now we're going to add in our 2 eggs and give it a good mix. Time to add 1/3 of a cup of cocoa powder. And this is going to make the brownies look like brownies and make them brown. We're going to give it a good mix to make sure we get all the cocoa powder mixed in super well. Once that's complete, we will add 1/2 cup of flour. And in the baking dish coming up, we have 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder and 1/8 teaspoon of salt. And using a spatula, we're going to incorporate that into our batter. The next step is to pour our brownie layer over our chocolate chip cookie layer. Using a spatula, we're going to get the brownie mixture out of the bowl. Using our spatula, we're going to spread the brownie batter evenly over the chocolate chip cookie dough batter. Now that the brownie batter is totally covering the chocolate chip cookie dough, we're going to put our brookies into the oven. We'll start off by setting the timer for 22 minutes and see how that goes. After 22 minutes, it's time to do the toothpick test. But I don't have any toothpicks, so we're going to use a butter knife. The goal here is to place the toothpick or the butter knife into the center of the baking dish, and if it comes out clean, then that means the dish is cooked through. If it comes out dirty or battery, then we're going to need to put it back in the oven. So after 22 minutes, this definitely needs to go back into the oven for a little while. We'll start with 3 more minutes. In the end, I put it back in for 8 minutes total. And then the knife came out clean. Now that our brookies are cooked through, we'll turn off the oven. We'll let them cool completely, and then we can cut them into bars. I hope you enjoy.